Go, 1, 2, 3.
Alyssa Larson, 33.
Juanita Schreiner, 82.
Linda Larson, 58.
Now, I'm not going to look at her. Don't look at her in the face. I'll give her on the road.
Why should we put drug testing in schools? You know, how many kids go to school every day and have to see their friends or their peers or their classmates come to school high or strung out on drugs, and they get to firsthand personally watch as their life slip down the drain. Their grades go to hell in a handbasket, and their lives just go down. So, you know, why and how should we do this? Drug testing. You know, drugs are easier than ever these days to access in schools and everywhere. The consequences that come out of drugs are insane, and they impact everybody around them. But there could also be some fabulous and positive rewards that would come out of drug testing. Drugs these days are easier than ever to access. You can find them on the streets. You can find them in, you know, a local grocery store. Somebody there could be dealing. They're easier than ever to get. So firsthand, personally, I've seen it happen, and it breaks my heart to see people that I thought were going to turn out to be great get their hands on drugs and turn out to be terrible. I think when we do drug testing, you should have to, people who are involved in sports and people who park on school property should be drug tested just because they are a big part of school. People who only come to school like on buses and stuff like that should only have to be tested once. Consequences within, if you got caught with drugs, would be like an ISS almost, in school suspension. You would be put on a 2-week drug rehabilitation program, and then you would be tested once a week for an entire year from that day for drugs. If you are caught again, you will have to go to juvie and serve that, because it'd be like a minor in possession. And if you are caught clean, or if you are finish your sentence clean, you will be able to return back to your sports, your clubs, and your programs that you were previously involved in. I think that those who end up graduating high school without getting caught with drugs should be given a like $200 scholarship or something for completing school without drugs. But also, another reason we should put drug testing in schools is because the peer pressure and the people it affects. Sit, please. A drink. My drink.
Talk.
Go ahead.
Keep talking.
If you, I'm not sure where it is.
If you get caught.
If you, the reasons we should put it in is because I know personally firsthand, a lot of people are peer pressured into having to do drugs, and just having it in schools, it's like, oh, well, I have this, maybe you should try it. I think taking it out of schools, you wouldn't have the people who do drugs in school anymore, and the people who do want to be in school won't do drugs because they know they could potentially lose school because of the drugs. And another reward that would come out of it is you would see a lot of more successful graduates coming out of school just because the people who would be in school won't do drugs anymore. Like I said, you know, there are many consequences that could come out of drug testing, but I think the rewards would outnumber it a ton. You know, the access with it being easier, I think we definitely need to find a way to stop it. Just because it's so easy to get doesn't mean we should be getting it. So my question for you guys is, so when are we going to actually stand up and take a stand and do something about all the drugs and start testing and try to change the world? Because these people that are doing drugs and are in school, they are going to one day run the world, and if we keep on letting drugs impact today's society and this generation, then it's not going to turn out so well. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, very good. See